Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tyrant 809, aka Missionary. Last time we dealt with the Nameless King and dealt with Hawkwood. I don't quite have my voice at 100% at the moment, so bear with me. I've just been doing nothing for the past couple of days but sleep. And on a whole lot of nothing. So here I am, deciding to bite the bullet and just, well, do something with my time.
How many?
Last time we were at the Dragon's Peak, we got the Dragon Chaser's ashes.
Gracious. Passing fine ash thou'st given. Let this. I only hope these new.
Let's see what she gives us. We now have access to buy 6 additional embers from her, which we will gladly buy from her. We got Cookery, which are... they cost bleed damage, they're useful in their own right. And we also now, by giving those ashes, we now can buy Twinkling Chunks, Titanite, which as you can see, we have plenty of them. Although we need more scales, but they cost 20,000 souls. So I can buy 2 right now. Alright, we're gonna see what we could buy with that dragon stuff other than the hails. We got the brass armor, the eastern armor, the dancer's armor, spow's armor, the nameless king's armor, the fireling shrine armor, the black iron, the executioners, the exiles, gundiers. We also have the build, which is Uria's, Carlos Ghetto, Xanthus' Ghetto, Big Hat Logan's, Wolnir. We also have access to these rings, which I'm gonna buy both of these just because we got the Oni Slayer Great Bow, which we're pretty much maxed out on that one. Actually, we could buy more of these. That 61's nice and everything, but I'm okay with just what we currently got. We don't need a whole lot of stuff. Fire bombs we'll be okay with. So I just figured, what the heck, go ahead and just buy that.
Ashen one.
We're gonna go talk to our boy Audrey.
Tis good, tis what neat.
We are going to see what we can upgrade. Or stuff that I was upgrading before but never had the resources for. Always something. If I ever want to do a mage build, this is the weapon I would use for it. Got Gale's Great Sword. We'll go ahead and upgrade this one to full capacity. Wolnir's Holy Blade requires faith, so I won't be using it, sadly. If I remember right, there was a bow I was wanting to upgrade completely. No. There's Dragon Rider's bow, and there's the Dragon Slayer's bow. You know what, I'm gonna upgrade that too, just because, why not? I'll even use my slab. No, I don't have enough soul for it. But I was gonna use my slab for it. You know what? We're gonna upgrade my Sacred Triumph completely because I like when stuff are fully upgraded.
Pretty be careful, I don't want that.
Alright, now that we're done doing that, we're broke. So we're gonna continue the story. We're gonna travel to the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. I hope everybody's having a wonderful time. I have a thing of tea next to me, so you might hear me drinking out of that from time to time because I don't have much of a voice. I'm losing my throat. Okay, so first things first, we are always going to activate our denial because we want to deny them for taking our souls every chance we get. I will explain things as best I can, but I may not talk a whole lot in this. I can just, it's like my euphoria thing on the back of my throat feels like it's on fire. So we got this knight right there where I'm aiming at. We're gonna ignore him. We're gonna worry about focus on this guy. Supposedly this guy will put an aura on that knight and heal him, which makes him overly annoyed. He'll even heal himself. So now that he's out of the way, we are gonna bring out the knight. The Lothric Barracks starts you off with the cleric and red-eyed knights. You always want to save that last bit of stamina. You can always get an extra hit in, which is nice. But you always have to worry about that happening. Uh-oh. Oh. Why didn't you do that earlier? Well. This is the way to start things off. Alright, we'll just go ahead and heal up. He was kneeling to his body, a soul of a champion. It must have been his brother, or a dear friend. Who's to say? Now, we want to take a ride over here. We want to deal with these pesky guys all the time. Luckily for us, the spear guys, I don't know what it is about the spear guys. I always find them a lot easier than the sword ones. And then there's that problem. The fact that there's two of them. We don't like the fact that there's two of them. The fact that this does splash damage is nice. Okay, we're done with that. The fact that we had to deal with both of them at the same time. I'm sorry, but that fight was almost inevitable. Note to self, this is why you don't heavily rely on throwables. They're only good for last minute stuff, or if they're really low on HP. It's the only time they're really worthwhile. I just heard a summon sign. But we're not worried about summoning signs. Actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and get rid of these stuff. We don't need any of this stuff. We're going to go ahead and put our proper items back on, which is the white soapstone, the red soapstone, I'll even have the red-eyed stone, along with the fingers, just for the hex keeping. We don't have to worry about any status elements in this area, which is nice. So I think I'll go ahead and keep the fire bombs. The difference between the fire bombs and the rope fire bombs. The rope fire bombs you sling behind you. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but they're excellent for throwing stuff down elevator shafts. Um, yeah, we don't need every slot occupied, so we're not too worried about that. So we're gonna pull out our trusty bow again, and we're gonna worry about getting rid of this healer. Granted, the Slayer, my greater bow would do more damage. So, luckily for us, we have fire arrows are very cheap and very easy to come by, so we're not worried about them. So this guy does not leave much choice. These guys are not bad to farm, but I recommend not using them. For these guys, you might want to have the hoof-proof kick ring on, preferably because, well, it's really good at doing stuff. Then we're going to put our silver covetous ring on just to increase our soul intake. So we're going to go ahead and heal. I forgot to activate our denial. Sometimes I feel like I'm heavy reliant on the stuff. So we're going to be smart. We're going to lure them in one at a time. We're going to wait for him to put his shield up like so. We're going to kick him. The horse kick ring is very useful just for that reason. He's gonna guard. I just need you to put your shield up, my friend. Since these are normal NPCs, I really would not put it past you to worry about the Hornet Ring, because it only works on actual NPCs, not your basic enemies. Luckily for us, now that spell they cast is like Warmth, I believe. What it does is it will cast regeneration on whoever they put it on. And since those knights have a lot of HP, really makes it very difficult for them. And the fact that there's a fog wall right here, I have been invaded. So, we'll just wait right here. He's coming from right over there. Just for humor's sake. I feel like I wasted that tree. Oh well. He's using a barge, so he probably likes to parry. Yep, that's what I thought. more stamina regen. Always bow your head. For that was an honorable fight. We'll wait for that everything to cool off, then we're gonna rest here. So all this is just a shortcut to get back down here, because down there is where we fought the dancer. So we're just gonna keep on progressing. This is not a mimic, so you're okay to open it. This is where you get the Hood of Prayer set. It's not the best set in the world, but I mean, if you want to look like if you want to look the part of being a priest or cleric, then more power to you, my friend. Now this is where the Barracks really starts livening up. The beginning was just wow. What makes this really interesting? It's like this is almost like what the hell? What's behind us? Oh, there we go. So there's a lot of enemies here. A lot of people say it's almost like a blast from the past with demon souls, because well, I mean there's a lot of elements that kind of go back to it. Gotta be careful, there's at least 3 guys hanging from the cliff right there, as you see. Gotta be careful about in here, because there's a fat guy up there who will try to jump down on you. He can hit like a truck, so all you have to do is just drop the giant ant, land on him, you'll do some massive damage. You want to be careful of the light spell, that right there can do some serious damage. That is a miracle. It can hurt a lot, but at the same time, really nothing you can't handle. The best thing is miracles, they really do non-alternate damage, so this is highly doable. So that one does respawn, so just be mindful of that. You know, if you come up here, there's really nothing up here. Just for the sake of getting the upper advantage of dropping on him. Nothing big. So, you might be a little careful, because there's a guy up there that will throw Estus shards. But this ain't doable. Just be mindful that there is a big guy right here. But with everybody else throwing stuff at you and shooting at you from a distance, just gotta be mindful. And with you gotta be careful of those white mists, because they'll prevent you from healing. Luckily for us, we can just shoot at them ourselves. Our other bow would do more damage, but this is doable. Alright, if you come down here, you gotta be careful. There's another big guy with the halberd. But 4 hits should take him down relatively easy. You can pick up their halberd, you can get their chainmail. You get a soul of an old hand. Our destination is right up there. We might find our way over there, and we got these weird looking. Well, I'm not entirely sure what you call it. They almost look like ancient woodland angels. But I wouldn't go far calling them angels, though. So we're gonna get some we're gonna get some upgradable chunks. Did not mean to do that. Oh, that guy up there dropped some ammo. Or a soul thingy. Alright, so I'm pretty sure you can hear that breathing over there. We will come. You know what? We're gonna come across this way. Sadly, we can't get quite up there. So we're just gonna mind our own business. Now here we have a bonfire. We do like our checkpoints, so we're gonna take full advantage of that. We have an ember right here. Don't worry about all those armors, they're all hollowed out, except for this particular one right here. Okay, I forgot I have my Blade of the Dark Moon available, so I figured while I'm doing this I might as well try to advance on my Covenant dealings, because this is the last Covenant I need to do before I'm completely done. At least with Covenant business. Really? Okay, never mind. I get caught up into an arena. Never mind. This is stupid. When you have a host, a dark spirit, and a watchdog working together, I'm sorry. I just think that's I don't know why. I find that the most stupidest thing ever. I think I might need to contact or get a hold of one of the communities and ask why people do that. I can understand tournament-wise, but if it's a tournament, why would they interfere by throwing fireball at the opposing team? I don't know why they do that. I feel like I'm whining at this point, but I don't understand it. You're not helping anybody by doing that. But anyway, back to our current area. Luckily for us, this is the guy with the spear. Just gotta keep suppressing it. Being summoned to another world. Okay. Didn't think I was gonna be summoned quite often here, but hopefully this one turns out to be more legit over some BS excuse. I had done my duty. Well, 18 more to go. He had me one-upped because he actually had Tears of Denial active. Well, luckily for us, he's no longer a thing. I'm gonna do myself a favor and activate Denial. We get a great lance right there. I'm not much of a spear user, but that's something. We have a dragon. We are actually going to drop down to the right. We actually have 2 dragons to be considerate of. Now, we got to be careful because this guy right here because those guys transform into the big oily monsters. I'll be damned. I have never been as active as a Dark Moon. Oh well, I will take it as a win. So, I have 1. That means we'll need 18. So if I get another one, this will drop it down to 17. As long as we keep increasing our concords, the sooner we can get done with this covenant. Huh. And by doing that, we got both a Concord and a Shackle. Not that we need that Shackle anymore, but hey. We stopped an invader. So, I'll take that as a win. But, right, but back to what I was doing. We will need to go down there just for completion's sake, but like I said, he can reach us from up there, so we will have to be careful. Fireball totally just glitched through the map. So we are going to ignore him. We're going to come up here. Why do I not have stamina? Oh, that's where he's coming from. But luckily for us, we're not really going very far, so we're okay. We can just keep doing what we're doing. The fact that I got 2 Concords out of that, just by being here. I mean, the fact that we got 2 out of the way, that's like, those are happy times. We're not worried about the dragons just yet. There's got items down there, but we're not worried about the items. Although, what I don't like is this guy right here. I'm gonna heal because we're not gonna worry about that anymore. We're gonna, first things first, we're gonna get rid of this guy. Because big guys with halberds are bad juju. Archers that like to shoot at us and snipe us are also bad juju. Good news is we got rid of the archers. The bad news is, well, that was just stupid. Now, there's 2 ways we could do this. We can either shoot the dragons ourselves and try to dwindle their HP, but we'll waste a lot of arrows that way. There's actually a much easier way to deal with them. But I'll be damned. I'll drop rage, but damage would be increased quite a bit. But we're not worried about damage at the moment. We're just focused. And a kind of fat roll. I'm not worried about that at the moment. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take my bow. We're going to equip it with 2 hands. I want to get a really? Oh, wrong arrow. What's weird is that they actually now want us. Luckily for us, we no more archers. Back jam this guy. Luckily for us, he is dead. And wow, we are now summoned as another Dark Moon. Hopefully this can drop our 18 more down to 17 more. I hope so. I like legit combat systems. But I am this for a reason. My code is to stop all invaders. Or a invader. Or there could be some stupid excuse like that. But despite everything and all we know and all that, the moment I see me being spawned in the swamp or altars this keep, we're already in a row of bullshit. But luckily for us, those things are dead. So we're gonna go ahead and heal, make sure we're at full health. We're not embered, so let's fix that. There's 2 knights over there. You don't want to fight them, at least together. So you want to drop over here to see if you can draw them in one by one. Which is not too bad. So we'll just let him come to us. He'll imbue his weapon with holy power. So we'll just shoot him again. Thank you for coming. Now the deal's... So, we get a sunlight medal from him. These knights can drop sunlight medals. That is their rare drop. Now, if only if we can get those silver knights to drop the Concords, then I would be even more happy. If those silver knights would have dropped the Concords, I could just farm in them already and had that done. But no. This game wants me to grind horribly, so yay. Hopefully, this time I get summoned and do somewhere that's not so much bullshit. That's funny. Wait for the fire. Coming. Hopefully the... Excuse me. You're welcome. I'm surprised he just didn't do a full-on backstab. He would have done so much more damage that way. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'll take a win. Stop, stop. I'm thinking, oh, what's it? Is that an itch? Excuse me, sir. May I have some more? Luckily for us, that knight's dead. We got one more to deal with, so we're just gonna sneak up on him. We can also farm those guys for embers. Which embers are always nice. They are always at an invincible supply. So, luckily for us, most of the guys are dead. We're gonna walk in here. There's dragons right there. We're not gonna go out there. You want to avoid out there for now. So you're gonna come back here, you're gonna deal with this guy. Then we're gonna pick up this raw gem. Now, if you have your magic, make sure you have Tears of Denial. We're about to encounter the second of the three enemies that are in the game. There are three of these knights in this game. This is the second one. That frostbite is annoying, but you can't backstab this guy. So you just gotta bear with it. So we're just gonna back out here and heal. I don't know what my guy's doing. You gotta be careful of frostbite. These guys can be very relentless. Actually, what's probably gonna happen is we're probably just gonna run. Hopefully his aggro point ends. When you frostbite, it will actually slow you down exponentially. So just luckily for us, we got the Irithel Rape here. But it also didn't help the fact that we had that oil monster down there attacking us as well. Those oil guys do respawn no matter what you do, so even if you kill them, they will always come back. So, luckily for us, we killed that Winter Knight, so he is no longer a worry. And since he was so awesome on the drop right there, we're gonna kill this guy right here. So we don't have to worry about him transforming on us anymore. Only bad thing is we got giant guys again. Oh, you just gotta know how to handle them. Now, with the two big guys dead, we're not gonna worry about those knights. Those knights down there are kinda out of the way, so you don't have to worry about them. We are gonna come back down here, because as you can see, the knight's no longer there. But we got a chest right here. Look at the chain. It's facing the right direction, so we can open this. This is where we get two Twinkling Titanite. We got another chain right here. As you can see, it's also facing the right direction, so it's safe to open. We got a third Twinkling Titanite. And then we got another chest. The chain is also facing the right direction, so we can open it. This is where we get the Spirit Tree Crest Shield. And another safe chest. And we get a scale. Okay. And that bow. It's way too much weight onto me. So, I want to get rid of that bow. Oh look! We missed one. Actually going to do ourselves a bit of a favor. We got that mist on us, so we can't heal at the moment. But we're not worried about that. But we are going to go ahead and ember up. By using Estus when we can increase our life mana. Alright, since we were so cool to shoot down that guy, we are going to come back down here. We're not going to pick up any items yet because we got to deal with this guy. Kill him before he has a chance to transform. Granted, if you let them transform, you get more souls and you get better chance of getting an ember. But let's just not kick a gift horse in its mouth. We're just going to just make our lives easier. Now, this right here is the right way to go. The other way is completely optional, but we're going to go in here. But you gotta be mindful. you roll into these barrels, you get 3 lightning urns. Very useful to have. As you can see over here, we have a lizard that's gonna run from us. So we're gonna... these guys can backstab you if left unchecked, but they're easy enough to disperse. So, luckily for us, we were able to do that. We got rid of the lizard, got our items. These guys really like to drop out of the woodworks. Well, there's items over there. We will come across those in time. But until then, we're just gonna keep doing our thing. So we're gonna come over here, we're gonna pick up the suits and wear. And as you can see over there, there's the bonfire. This will take us right up here. As you can see, we got one of these fat knights. Granted, these guys are annoying. They have a lot of HP. The best way to counter that spell is get yourself into an animation where you're backstabbing them. By doing so, you basically make it where you cannot take damage from it. Up here, we'll get no sniper bolts, but you guys could be an illusionary wall, but dead end. So up there is just where we get the sniper crossbow and a couple of sniper bolts. Very easy peasy. But the real challenge is we could rest at the bonfire, but we're not going to because that'll respawn the enemies we just killed. But we're gonna drop back down here. We're gonna let the dragons do the little temper tantrum. I don't know if it's that Mexican or Chinese or guacamole. I don't know. But we're gonna do this. Come over here. We're gonna run across. Gonna take some damage, but nothing we can't handle. Granted, we are gonna fat roll with me doing this, but I would rather... Oh, we're being summoned. Well, hopefully this will be another easy Concord. I mean, one can hope. So far we're doing this playthrough in order, as best as it could be. We could have done Aldrich last, or no, we could have done Aldrich second to last and do Yorm first. But if we would have done Yorm first, we would have missed out on Siegward's special ending. And, oh, we're in... Huh. Haven't been here in a while. Huh. Well, the duty was fulfilled. Why didn't I get a Concord? Well, I'm not complaining. That should give me 4 Concords. I'll check my inventory here in a moment. I wonder why he died. Give us 3 Concords. Let's get our bow equipped again. He should. He's probably back to full health. So we're just gonna let him come to us. Now, with this part, there are items to get, and there are stuff to be mindful of. But also be mindful that there are a lot of enemies here that like to ambush. Over here you get pale pine resin. Now, this right here is not okay. Oh, look. Not give him a chance. Now, we're just gonna cheese this mimic because, we get 3 skills from that one. Very useful. Now, if you come over here, there is going to be more of these guys. What can't fit in throwing knives, we get more skills. Granted, the best thing that makes this area very useful is the fact that you can get a lot of scales. So far that mimics the only thing there that's really worth getting. We can't go over there, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to go right over here where those 3 guys are. Instead, we're being summoned. So we got 3 Concords right now. So 20 minus 3 will make us down. We need 17 more. Our collection is growing. So I'm going to keep building these up, and I'll turn them in on screen. That way we can all see what happens once we get them.
VOR on.
I don't understand VOR but I'll take your word for it. Good job, Hitsu! And that makes 4. So 16 more, and we are 16 more Concords, and we can get our that miracles trophy for having all miracles. Yay! Okay, now back to what I was doing. He's gonna throw a fireball. He's gonna take 2 hits. That one's gonna take 1 hit. This ladder right here, I could have climbed that at any time. We're not gonna worry about that. We are gonna heal because we are below half HP. Over here, over here we got Titanite chunk. Down there we got more items. Oh, right. We are gonna take care of something real quick. Now, we got this weird thing. You gotta be careful of that. we'll just throw a fireball at it. Through that we get chunks, embers, and shards. And just for some reason, I don't know what it is, but by killing that thing, we actually end the dragon's life. I'm not sure how or why that happens, but it just does. Now over here, excuse me, we'll just take us over here to where we can get ourselves another Titanite scale. Now, granted, we can go down there, but what we are going to do is remember that area we said we're going to go back to earlier. We're just going to drop down here. Probably should have the sword cat ring for this. We get the life ring +2, and then we're going to drop right down here. But lucky for us, bad thing is we're back down here. But we are not going to rest at the bonfire, because the best thing about being summoned as a Dark Moon, we keep all our previous stuff, which we are going to do. But this time we're going to drop down here on the other side of the bridge, and we're going to pick up here an Undead Bone Shard, just for your leisure to upgrade. And you always want to make sure your Estus can get up to +10 or to the point where you can hold up to 15. Very useful. Always necessary. Lucky for us, all these baddies are dead. So we're just going to drop down here again. I could rust at a bonfire, but with only 10 Estus and quite a bit of HP, really no need. Lucky for us, the dragon's dead. And if you were to be invaded, you're taking this pose. Completely invisible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all these special items. If anything, we're about halfway through here. So we're gonna come back over here, run to the mill, over here. Oh look, we have another one. Then over here we have some black fire bombs. The only thing that makes black fire bombs useful is they are actually stronger than normal fire bombs. So I'll just put 2 and 2 together. They're just not as plentiful. There are no items right there. There are no invisible walls, so you can easily put 2 and 2 together. We got more knights with red eyes over here, but we are going to pull this. This will open up that portcullis, as you can see. This will make life easier for us. The knights with the great swords always hit harder than the normal, but the best thing about these guys, I find them way more predictable. And of course, when they do stuff like that, that's always fun too. But luckily for us, with that shortcut done, or opened, we can actually just walk in there and just go about our business without having to go through the maze of baddies. I did a run through, or a preview, of how my videos always go. They usually last between an hour or 2, which is normal. These are long episodes, and it's an episode per area, depending on the area's size. I really do hope everybody's enjoying my content. I hope my lore, patience, skill, if you guys just like watching amazement, I always value everyone's comments every now and again. Now we got two of them to worry about. So we're just gonna let him do his thing. Holy crap! That was fun. Okay, so that... I'm not gonna lie, was not expecting that guy to one-hit me with that. So, let's see what we can do by approaching this smart. Lucky for us, the bow does have decent range. Don't worry, El Capitan. We will handle you almost abruptly. Man of... Oh. He lived. You go ahead and run. We're gonna get rid of the healer. Water. And like one more hit, two to be safe. Okay. And we got this one right here. Apparently there were two of them in there to take into consideration. Okay. Well, that still leaves one more to go. Do I have the proper rings on? I do. Okay. We're gonna let him raise. Again, if you didn't have that horseshoe ring on. Actually, what the hell was that called? Yeah, the horse hoof ring. If you didn't have that on, it would take 2 kicks in order to do the business with that ability. So, lucky for us, even though we're not rocking with as much souls, but I'm not really farming souls. If I die and lose them, I'm not going to be upset about it, because they're always plentiful. So we're being summoned to another world as a Blade of the Dark Moon, so we are currently at 4 of them. So, with only that means just we need 16 more, which makes me happy. We're getting closer. I might actually have to travel this area more often just so I can be summoned more. Or maybe it's just my timing and not playing early in the morning. Duty fulfilled. Not complaining. Oh, what? That duty was fulfilled. Why didn't I get my fifth? That's a bummer. Well, regardless, that job got done, so I'll take that as a win. So we're just gonna go right over here. No more items. So we're just gonna come right over here. That right there is the boss fight, which has those weird things on there. We're gonna start by taking a right. Be mindful of your surroundings. We're gonna come over here. Got a rusted coin. This chest is safe, so you got nothing to worry about. More scales. You can never get enough of those, to be honest with you. This right here is an elevator. But as a shortcut, we'll get at a later time. Over here will give us the red tearstone ring. What makes this unique is you can actually drop. We're gonna drop down here, walk along these rooftops. You gotta be very careful because this is where you get the Thunderstone Plate +2. Just gotta be really careful because one fall could be your demise. Then we're gonna draw down here. We got the Kaitha chime right here. But we're gonna be smart about this. They can't hit us from here. So we're gonna do ourselves a favor. Can't really do much anyway, buddy. It's probably easier to fight these guys head on head. Which... But what's gonna happen, we are gonna run past all these guys because I don't feel like fighting them. So I'll just let them do their thing. These knights are already dead, so I'm just gonna keep running by. So that means we are done with that side. So we get to come over here. We get a sunlight medal. We're gonna go over here. We will be activating this shortcut. We're just gonna sit here while we go down. Don't have to worry about any secret passage or windows. This takes you back here, where the first night in that red-eyed night is. If you were to continue right, you'll go down to where old Dancer used to be. But we're done with that part, so we're just gonna come back here now that the elevator's active, in case we wanted to use this shortcut again. We're not going to because, well, we're 100%ing this area. unless you want to do it for farming purposes, which I recommend that from time to time. Now, there's actually two ways you could do right here. The first area is to go down there and deal with that, which I recommend doing. But before you do anything, you want to climb this ladder. There's enemies over there, but just gotta be mindful. We're gonna be walking the side of this rooftop. Pick up this Titanite chunk. There are multiple enemies there, so you gotta be cautious of what you do. Lucky for us, 2 arrows will get the job done. It's okay. He's gonna try sniping us. We'll do the same because we're faster. Get him right in the fanny. Luckily, with that one dead. Now, if you did not take care of the snipers first, you would have had to deal with them on top of the axe wielder. But granted, they would have died in like 1 or 2 hits. But I would rather. If you have the means to take care of them from a range, well, I recommend you take care of them at a range. So you come over here. No, something ahead. You would think there'll be invisible walls, but there's not. You'd think there would be enemies down below, but in this particular room, there is not. So this is where you get your Knight's Ring. By equipping it, you'll increase your strength by 10. It'll also make it where you want to use a weapon that you were not able to wield previously. I mean, it's good to have, but people like me, who have all the strength in the world, which is nice, but I equipped it just to increase my damage. So, we got a red knight right here. We don't have to worry about any pesky clerics here, which is nice. We're gonna roll out of the way, get our stamina back up. He is going to be predictable. Let them swing and then you go in. We'll touch that here in a moment. First, we're gonna open up this door to save us from any unnecessary surprises. And this brings us back here. Now, what makes this thing right here? This right here is where you could turn in your sunlight medallions. As you can see, I got 14. I'm going to turn all these in. Granted, we won't get anything out of this due to the fact that, well, we have this covenant completely done. There's nothing more we can get out of it. And we got some nice scales over there, which is the real reason we came over here. But, in case you're wanting to know where to turn in your medallions, there you go. So, we are going to lose some HP by dropping down here. That thing will spit at you. Just gotta be careful. But we're being summoned to another world, so we're gonna wait right here. I'm gonna take a drink because my throat's getting to me. This is the last area before we decide to actually fight the boss and end the episode. It's a big area, but there's really not a whole lot to it. Dude, why are you not helping? he's AFK. We could have had that if he wasn't AFK. A bomb. Something. Oh, that bow. Go for the bomb at it. And by get rid of that thing, we get rid of the other dragon. We've got a soul of a champion. And then we're gonna heal ourselves because, well, you gotta be careful. This right here is a mimic, which I'm gonna do later. We're gonna put him to sleep. And we'll get the Sunlight Straight Sword out of this. The Sunlight Straight Sword does keep those things away. And this item right here is an important item. We got the Braille Divine Tomb of Lothric. And then we get the Darkstone Plate Ring +1. Which we're gonna drop down here. And thus we just 100%ed this area. Sadly, he gave the Firekeeper's soul to... well, we gave it to the Firekeeper. Which, in all rights, it's not a bad thing. But in doing so, we have doomed our maiden to becoming a Firekeeper herself. And this is our boss! The Dragon Slayer armor. I'm gonna get greedy with 2 hits there. That urgent. Heavy attack him because why not? We're gonna stagger him. We're gonna use this time to heal. This guy is doable. Just gotta be mindful of his attacks. I use this shoot a lot of times. He can knock you off the edge, so you gotta be careful with that. Okay, we're gonna heal. Going for a heavy attack here. He's gonna do... all this guy is just waiting for the ample attack, ample opportunity. Swing attack. guard all you want, my friend. Double swing. I got tired of waiting. The key to this game is patience. And thus, that right there makes up for the Dragon Slayer armor. Ran out of S's, almost died there. And the weird tree dragon things will die alongside of me. That was intense, but we managed. Now, this part makes no sense. You got a bonfire right here. Then we're gonna run up over here. We're gonna look back there. No items. We're gonna run down here. We'll have another chunk. We'll run around here. Nothing. Then we'll run over to the other side. Nothing here either. Over there has nothing, but I'll run over there just to showcase it. Other than that chunk, that is all that's here. We cannot heal, and thus the Dragon Barracks. We have over here. We're gonna pick up the Grand Archive Key and the Gothard Twin Swords. If you would have gone here before everything, you would not be able to. He would not be there, and you would not be able to gain your stuff. So, now that we've done all that, we're gonna go back to Firelink Shrine. And we're going to... Now we're gonna go talk to her maiden, and we're gonna give her this book. Kinda wish I never gave her that Firekeeper soul.
Oh, Champion of Ash. Welcome back. Do you wish to hear a tale? You only have to ask.
You want to give her the Tomb of Lothric.
Oh, you've brought me a Braille divine tome. Now I can tell new tales of miracles. Tales of the greater miracles can be quite the epics. What fun we will have.
You want to buy, this is where you get Bountiful Light, gradually restore HP, Blessed Right Weapon, and Magic Berry. You want to make sure you buy every spell from her, purchase every item.
I was not meant to be a firekeeper, but I am honored to serve you beside the bonfire. The gods are ever merciful. My gratitude lies with them and with you. I am yours now. Your wish is my command. I was not meant to be a father. The gods, I am yours now. Thank you ever so much, sweet champion. May your solemn duty conclude in triumph.
You got nothing else to learn from orcs. Actually, no, we'll buy every pyromancy from him just because I believe you'll get special dialogue if you buy everything from him. I'm gonna buy his full armor set just for the heck of it.
Heed my words, unkindled one. Fear the fire. The home of pyromancy, Izalith, was scorched by the very fire it created. Undoubtedly, it was a flame of chaos, tangled by a witch's hand. But who's to say that this bonfire's flame is any different? Do not be gone for long. What is a teacher?
By doing that, now we're gonna go talk to Carla.
Ah, hello again. Thank goodness. Yes. Yes.
Well, we're here. We got the souls for it. We're gonna buy everything from her just to see what she says. I already own one of every spell that she has to offer, so I'll take that as is.
There is one thing that you should know. There is a darkness. Whether
Darkness within man,
you're
but
my friend.
okay.
Ah, well, Matt, 'tis good to see. What needs smithing?
Well, luckily for us, we got nothing else to really work on upgrading. Do you think with being a butcher's knife it'll have like a bleed effect on it, but I guess not. Alright, so what we're gonna do. Luckily, our weapon never our things never break, so yes. We do have access to infuse everything between heavy, sharp, refine, raw, crystal, blessed, lightning, chaos, fire, simple, deep, dark, blood, poison, and hollow. Since we have maximum hollow settings, the hollow gem can actually make something from really weak to very powerful. Crystal adds a lot of magic, but
Pretty me, I don't want.
with the axe that we use, we can't actually upgrade it, so we just gotta take that in hand.
Welcome home, speaker. Very well, then take note.
As much as I would love to level up, our goal is to get
Farewell,
endurance up to
Resin.
60, as much of everything else. We used Rosaria's soul to get us a pyromancy. So Rosaria is
Hey,
forever dead.
what happened to Grey Rat anyhow? I haven't seen him at all lately. But if you know where he scurried off to, be sure and tell me. But I need to stock up, and if he's gone and croaked, he'll have left a gold mine. Off to Lothric, the castle of no return. That old thief's lost it if he thinks he has a chance in there. It's not like he's new to this game. What's got into him? That old thief. He's really lost it this time.
We get a seed of the giant tree. Can never get enough of those. They're rare, but they're good to have. But we told him where Grey Rat is. Well, anyway, that makes up for this episode for the Jeff Barracks. Next time at the Grand Archives. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want more of it. And I will see you all in the next video. Praise the sun, and you all have a good evening. This is Tyrant 809 Missionary, signing off for now.